to episode 18, I believe, of Create Astral. Last time we were here, we were working on making some brass, and we got basically everything set up. We got the liquid brass ready to go, we just haven't cast it into ingots, and I think that's where we're going to start off. We're going to need to make a casting basin. I should have some grout somewhere around here. Yep, I got some grout. Now, it's been a little while since I looked at how to make the seared bricks. And I don't know that I have the supplies for that ready to go. So let's instead look at how we do this. I think we blast them into bricks first. So let's get that going. This episode, I'm going to try to stay like super focused on the stuff we need to do. There are like 4 machines kind of that I want to make. And this is going to be one of them. Speaking of which, I have added another layer onto here. This is where we can make our haunting setup. So if we look at how to make a soul campfire, we're going to need some soul sand, some logs, and some sticks. None of that should be too hard to get. Do I have my backpack on here? Where's my backpack? There it is. Do I have any soul sand in there? No, I do not. But I must have some somewhere. But let's get the logs. I think we're going to need, if I need 3 to make 1 fire, I think I'll need some of these. It's actually easier just to take these out of the thing. We also need some sticks, I think. And then we just need the soul sand. And then we can make a nice haunting setup as well. Let's check in here. Let's see if I have started accumulating any of this stuff. I don't see any. Don't see anything in there. Surely I must have some somewhere. Let me go check one more place. There we go. Alright, so we got everything we need now. We're going to take our soul sand, put it there. We're going to take our logs, we're going to put it there. Hopefully it doesn't require a specific type of log because that would be dumb. And we need 5 of these. We complete a quest from doing so. And now we can put them in here, and I think this is all that we need to do. Short of, I suppose, cover that up. But yes, it looks like that is now ready to haunt stuff. Do I have anything that can be haunted? That's a good question, because it would be cool to test this out. Can I do anything with stone? I can haunt stone, and it turns into infested stone, which isn't really what I need, but just so we can try it out. Let's chuck those in. We'll give it a second. Our grout is still smelting, which is fine. We should see up here in a second, we should see an infested stone. Hopefully. Okay. Yes, okay, cool. So that is working as intended. Let's check the quest book. And sure enough, cool, very haunting. We get some random stuff. We get an experience nugget, which isn't super great. And then we can make some other things. Some of these are probably more useful than others. I don't know that that's super worth it. What do we use this for? Oh, we can make wall lights, actually. That's kind of cool. We do need it for Certus quartz, it looks like. Other than that, I'm not actually sure what we need those for. I'm sure they'll come up at some point. We can also automate gold now. Somehow. Is there anything else from here? Okay, so that's how we make this? Okay, I'm not entirely sure. I wonder if this is what we haunt. I don't know. We'll figure that out. Actually, I kind of wonder if I should have made some nether grout. Oh well, whatever. Either way, our grout should all be smelted now. And then we use this. And we can actually just make a seared casting table like that. We don't have to stick them together or anything. That is fantastic. So let's do that. We're going to go and stick this over here. This is going to go right here. And I think the last thing we need is an ingot cast. Do I remember how to make one of those? We need to make some gold, and we just need an ingot. That should be fine. I think I should have some gold in here. I do. Do I have any raw gold? Not specifically. We'll take 2 of these, and then we'll take a copper ingot just in case. We're going to have to actually use our foundry, which I don't think we've used in this town yet, to make that. So let's chuck some gold in there. Copper ingot goes in here. This has lots and lots of charcoal, which is excellent. Oh, there's sear bricks in here. I guess I've just not checked anything over here. Well, that's helpful. Good to know, I suppose. This looks like it's melted up, so we can do that. Hopefully that just used 1 ingot. Good, and then let's just get our other gold ingot back. I don't suppose... Yep, okay. That's fine, though, because that can stay there in case we need it for something else. And then I think we just have to go slap this cast into its spot over here. And I think that's it. So if we put this down, and it automatically spews stuff out, and now we have a brass ingot. Amazing, okay. So that again unlocked some stuff in the quest book. We end up down here, we get shepherd's pie, and we get some random thing, we get another nugget experience. Okay. So now we have a few different things. The precision mechanisms, I suspect, are going to be their own episode, because those are going to be a process to build. Although, interestingly, it doesn't actually look like it's that hard to build. It's going to require a lot of cogwheels and some dash, but that's not that bad. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to build is... Okay. We're going to need to make a cobblestone growth generator. I'm not sure how to do that on the moon and actually power it yet, but I do also want to just start making more andesite than we're making here. Because right now, after having this world on, I have 222 andesite. There is a faster way to do this, which requires us to go back, not into here, although we do have some more stuff that we can take. I don't think I want to take that yet. But in here, we had this thing. So I think I'm going to build one of these. And amongst other things, we're going to use it to more efficiently automate andesite casings. So I'll be back, and I will be making that thing. So on to the next machine that we're making, and that's going to be an andesite alloy generator, kind of. To do that, I've built an entire nether factory. I might change up some of the brickwork, but for the most part, this thing's actually ready to go. So what we have here is we have yet another clay machine. This is the same thing that I've made before. I had it in the old factory, but this one is much faster and much more efficient. The only issue is this thing seems to be a bottleneck. It doesn't seem to be going through there super fast. Up here, we have another tin machine. I think I showed this earlier. It's the same thing. It's making tin, which goes into this barrel. out the back, and I should probably put a door here and maybe another brick. Do I have more bricks? I guess I could use some stairs. That could look okay. It does kind of lead out into this mess of stuff. But we have another cow milking machine. This is still even going a little bit slower, still fast enough to build or to make enough milk. And this thing here is going to be our actual machine that's going to make the ingots, or rather the andesite alloy, I think. So we got clay, we got nuggets, and we still need andesite. That's the last thing that we need to do. So we're going to put that in this basement. There's like 10 water wheels underneath this thing powering it all. But we're going to start off by putting down some andesite like so. And then we need to build the actual thing. I'm realizing I don't have copper, but that's fine. That's not hard to get. We just have to go over to here. And we need some copper sheets, so there are actually 16 of them here already. Apparently we haven't done that. I feel that's incorrect, but whatever. Then let's head back over to here. And let's make the stone growth chamber. So we need copper casings, we need a water bucket, and then we need 2 copper sheets. That gives us a stone growth chamber. Which means we can put this here. Yes, and then we need some glass. We're gonna put glass, glass, glass. That torch is gonna have to go. Glass, and then there's gonna be lava in the middle here, and glass here. And then we finish the rest of this off with more andesite. I think this thing should now be just making andesite very, very quickly. So the last thing I want to do is I want to make a little collection system for this. I don't exactly know... Wow, this is ridiculously quick. I don't totally know how we're going to connect this all up. I kind of want to put a drawer here that's just going to collect andesite indefinitely. Not totally sure how that's going to work yet. I guess what we can do is we can take this and we can just plop that in there for now. But the last thing I want to show is this thing actually working. And then we have one more machine, like I said. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some tin ingots. We're going to turn those all into nuggets, because we're going to need those. And we're going to take a stack of clay. And then, depending on how quickly this thing's going, can we already take a stack? We can already take a stack of andesite. This is super quick. This is insane. Andesite's going to go into this barrel, which then should get funneled into there. Good. Clay is going to go into here, and the ingots are going to, or the nuggets are going to go into here. This starts mixing stuff up, and we get compound mixture, which goes up into here, and I think it should just get spouted out. Is it doing it? I think this should just get spouted out. Maybe? Okay, it spouted out. And did it make a thing? Don't know that it did. Okay, well that's definitely a thing. But where are these going? Okay, it's actually going in here. Perfect. So we have now properly automated, kind of, andesite alloy. So now that should never be a problem again, and I don't actually need to use water wheels, because then we can make more giant windmills, because I actually like windmills more than dealing with water wheels. Either way, let's check our quest book, because I know that there was a couple of things here. This is just that tree quest again. We can complete this one, which gives us a schematic, which I don't know is super useful right now, but it's okay. We got some more stuff in the automation matrix, stone growth chamber. We get another schematic, I think it's the same thing. And we also did our brass funnels, so we can claim this. We get some list filters, which is kind of cool. So the last thing that I kind of want to do is I want to try to make this salt generator. I think I know how to get blue ice, and then we just need to get a bunch of salt, and that should, I think, if we crush that up, let's go to uses. If we mill this, we have a chance of getting these various things. I'm not sure what we specifically need for any of those, but it could be useful. Depending on what we want to do with it as well, we can get different things. What do we use move the salt for? Nothing really. Either way, let's get on to that next thing. So the last thing that I want to do is get this basalt generator up and running. So I've actually built most of it. I do think I'm going to need to put a block there temporarily. But basically the way that this works is it's kind of like a cobblestone generator. I actually had to look up how to get this part to work. But what we're going to do, I'm going to probably put a block in between here. But lava's going to flow this way. We need blue ice on top and then our soul soil on the bottom. That's going to get drilled, which I just realized I don't have plugged in either. And that's going to filter down into here, where we can then take it out of this box. It'll go along here, get grinded up, and go into there. However, the blue ice does seem to be a little bit of a tricky thing. I'm also going to need another belt. But I think I figured out how to do that. I know last time, or at least at some point, we tried to get that to work. I think I now know what to do, though. So those corrupted lunarians, or whatever they're called, they drop ice shards. And I should have 12 in here, and I should have some more in here. And anyway, let me get a belt as well. I think all we do is we put these together, we get ice. Then we put those together. We need a whole lot more than what we have right now. But we put those together to make packed ice, and then I think we put some number of those together to get a blue ice. So let me check if I have any more of these ice shards. But if not, then we'll go to the moon and we'll collect some more. We did not have enough.
One eternity later.
Alright, so I think after much struggle we've got enough ice from the moon to actually make a blue ice. Let's head back and check. So I did combine some of it already, just into ice and packed ice. But let's find out if we have enough to do the rest of it. Whole bunch of shards there. Whole bunch of shards there. I'm not doing well with stacking these nicely. I got another bit of it here. And that makes, I think, exactly enough to make one blue ice. Cool. So now, if we go back over to our basalt factory, and we take our blue ice, and I think we need to put it right here. And then we take that away. That should flow and make a basalt. Perfect. So then we just have to finish hooking this thing up. Right, I need a belt. That's why I had a belt in my inventory while I was collecting stuff. I had a belt in my inventory and I couldn't figure out why I had just that. This is why, I think. So let's go get that. And then we should be good. And back we go. I think we just have to connect this to here. And then it should, apparently slowly, think... Yes, making basalt. I'm actually going to remove this funnel for the time being, because I want basalt to collect in here. Because if we look at the quest book, we actually need the basalt. No, not that one. We actually need the basalt in order to do this. We need, what is that, 4 stacks of it? So I think we'll just leave that to go. I did also make a tunnel earlier. Get more list filters, which, fine, whatever. But, either way, this is now working. Those were the 3 machines that I wanted to get done in this episode. So, I think we'll leave it there. If you enjoyed it, hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.